I just want to read out this quote Trae Young said in this interview. Here it goes. He said, I used to have this saying, I hate when I see guys that are tall, and that's all. You know what I'm saying? They are just tall, and that's it. They can finish, they can do some stuff, but if I was 6'8", I feel like I would be the best player to ever play this game. Just because of my mentality and the smartness I have on this game, I feel like there's a lot I can bring, but there are a lot of deficiencies because I'm 6'1", 6'2". It's tough. And I'm playing in a big man's game. You know what I'm saying, but I make it work. I'm not going to knock Trae Young for feeling this way. I just think in life in general that I think most people feel that physically, if a certain thing was a little bit different, then it would attribute to more success in different aspects of their life. For example, a lot of guys feel if they're taller, it would improve their dating lives tremendously or even their social lives because the taller you are, the more respect you get and the easier it is to socialize with other people. Sure, definitely in that regard. Also, when it comes to height, just it can also affect your career earnings. Guys who are tall tend to make more money than guys who are short. Doesn't necessarily mean if you're short that you're not going to make a lot of money. It just means that you may have to work a little bit harder or think out of the box of how to close in that gap. But height helps in just about every aspect of life. It never hurts to be tall. It definitely hurts to be short, as I would say to a large degree. So I don't knock him for feeling that way. I think, heck, there are a lot of guys who played high school basketball, rec basketball growing up, and maybe some who played college basketball. I would say most people play high school and rec ball, but didn't play college basketball. Probably feel if they were like a foot taller, that they would be in the NBA, that they would just be in the league. I think you could say that about a lot of guys for sure. So I can't knock him for feeling that way because he's already proven he can make it into a league. He's been an all-star player, but I don't think he would be the GOAT even if he was a foot taller. Just I I just don't think so because first of all, let's let's just think about how athletic he is. Trae Young is not some super athlete right now, his current height. The reason why he's in the league is because of his godly shooting abilities, that he has ability to hit threes from long range. He can be a great jump shooter when he decides to be efficient. So that's why he's in the league, because of elite shooting. But he doesn't have elite athleticism. So I think that also factors into some degree when you're trying to be the GOAT. You look at Michael Jordan, who's the GOAT. You look at people who argue for LeBron. I disagree, but you look at LeBron, he has elite athleticism. Usually GOATs have elite athleticism. I just don't see him making that up, even if he was tall. I also believe if he was tall, he still wouldn't be a good defender. He's a terrible defender. I think even if he was taller, that wouldn't change. Now, the things that would change is that I think he would be a much more efficient player if he's taller, because if you're like 6'7", 6'8", you have a better chance of getting your shot off with a better look. Even if a defender's up in your face, you have more space to operate and see to take a better jump shot, versus when you're small and undersized, it gets harder to get the easier shots in which you can get a clean look at the basket. It's harder to be efficient. And just like the taller you are in basketball, it definitely helps you to get easier shots. So I think his efficiency would climb. That's one thing about Trae Young. I'm a stickler about that. This guy, for his career, has averaged 25.5 points per game, but he only shoots 43 overall from the field and 35 overall from the field for a guy who's supposed to be a great three-point shooter. That's very disappointing. So I think those numbers probably would improve to actually get him to be an efficient player, because right now I feel he's very inefficient due to his percentages not being high enough. I feel for a perimeter player, you got to at least be shooting 45 or more overall from the field, and you should be consistently shooting at least 37, 38 from three-point land, and he's not doing that consistently. Granted, last year he shot 37 from three, but on other years he's had low percentages, like shooting 33%, 32, 34. So it goes up and down with him. But I definitely think his efficiency would be a lot better. Now, his playmaking has definitely been good. I'll give him that. This guy averaged 10.8 assists a game the last year, but his turnovers were very high. Just his turnover ratio is ridiculous. He's averaging 10.8 assists, but he's getting 4.4 turnovers a game. that's like for nearly every assist he gets, he'll also get a turnover for the next assist he tries to get. So I'm not so sure. I'm actually not so sure if he would be a great playmaker if he was taller. Maybe he'll get less turnovers because he could see more over people, but that's questionable. But one thing I could say for sure, he would be a much better player if he was taller. He would actually be a legit superstar in my eyes if he was taller, if he was 6'7", 6'8". So I will definitely give him that, but I don't believe he would be the GOAT if he was taller. So that's what I had to say about this.